You know, each to its own, what you like. Whether you think you need to support the Ukraine or not against Russia, each to its own. But I think we can all agree that the way we are supporting the Ukraine now is not leading to the result, let's put it like this, that everyone wants to see. And the result would be what? Peace, right? That's why you are fighting. You want peace. Or are you fighting for fighting's sake? Then you don't want peace. If we keep following the USA agenda to hurt Russia, then we will end up in Europe to be nothing more, as we are clearly in the moment. But in the future we will be nothing more than an extension of the fascist White House idiot Joe Biden and whoever follows up. Because when you look in the history of the USA, just think of Obama and everything after. They never change their policies. They can never admit that they are wrong. And they, for sure, don't care about Europe. They don't. They blew up Nord Stream 2 together with Norwegians. What should happen? What really should happen, and I keep saying it, is a revolt, a revolution all across Europe, because we are all in the same boat. So, if you want to support the Ukraine, start in your own governments, start in your own country, demand that there are peace talks, demand that the weapons delivery stops, demand that the money for training and funding of those weapons get used for humanitarian aid, for rebuilding the Ukraine, for rebuilding infrastructure. But obviously that can only happen if there are sincere peace talks. Right? That's the goal, right? To have peace in the Ukraine. Or is it? I just made a video to Roberta Metsola. For sure she will not respond. The same like Christian Terhes. I wrote to him personally, email. Please, Mr. Christian Terhes, you as a, or at least I thought, as a clear-thinking person who spoke out against these vaccine madness, etc. You, Mr. Christian Terhes, should also speak out against this war, and that we should stop supporting the Ukraine with weapons and more war-like methods. It will not bring peace and stability to Europe. It's that fucking simple. Clearly. So, if those EU Parliament members are not doing it, then we, the people of Europe, need to do it. You are not an EU citizen. You are not a EU citizen. The EU is non-existing. It is a little clique, a little club that tries to convince you that you are a EU citizen, but you're not. You're a German citizen, or an Italian citizen, or a French citizen, or a Dutch citizen. You're not an EU citizen. You're not. And for fuck sure, you're not a Ukrainian citizen. So, why the fuck should we in Europe support the Ukraine in this way. If you really want to support the Ukrainians, stop delivering weapons and ammunition and training to this clearly fascist Nazi regime in the Ukraine. Help the Ukrainians to get rid of Nazis and fascists, and then peace will follow. Rise up, revolt, don't be scared. I don't give a shit. Come on, German government, I speak out for the Russians and peace. Come on, arrest me. Come on, Romania, arrest me. Come on, Holland, arrest me. I don't give a fuck. You only prove my point, that you are a fascist Nazi regime in the EU. That's not European values. We have only one obligation in Europe. Only one. And that is to what? Stop Nazism and fascism. If 4 and 5 May in Holland we have our days of liberation and to remember all the sacrifices brought in the Second World War. Last year, shamefully, people were cheering on with blue and yellow flags in Holland, while they claim that they remember the Nazi atrocities and honor those who gave their lives for our freedom. Okay, last year 4 and 5 May was shortly after the military operation. A lot of people didn't know what is going on because this was by design. All the voices, all the news that gives a more balanced view in Europe got censored. You are not allowed to know the truth from the other side. You are not allowed. Journalists in Holland, they cannot even return to Holland because they reported from the Donbass. Sonja van der Ende. They cannot even return to Holland. A journalist, a young journalist from Germany cannot return to Germany. Her family even had to flee because she reported from the other side. Everyone who reports from the other side, who wants to give a balance, you don't need to take it for face value, right? But there need to be a balance so you can make up your mind. All those people who try to give you a balance, they are now threatened with criminal actions, etc. Does that sound like a free, democratic regime to you? No, it's not. And if you keep following and cheering for that blue-yellow flag in the current state, then yes, Europe is doomed. You out there are doomed. Your children and grandchildren will be doomed, because this time Nazism and fascism is on steroids. On steroids. I really wish that the people make a real choice. Either fight for your freedom, standing, die, standing, not on your fucking knees with a bowed head. Or, again, Nazism and fascism will be the norm in Europe. But this time, probably forever. Unless the Russians liberate us again. Know your history. Know your history in Europe. And see where this all will lead. It will lead, like I said, to the future in which your children will be Heil! Slava EU! Heil! Slava Ukraine! Heil Hitler! That's the future that is waiting for you in Europe if you do not revolt. So, make a wise choice, Europe. Make a wise choice. Time is short.